This is a very difficult question for me to answer because I'm not very good at this at all. And I struggle with this on a day-to-day basis. I think there's a couple of reasons because of this. One is because, when I'm passionate about something, when I have a new idea or experience, I am all in. And I want to do this, and I want to succeed and strive. And I know that a lot of people kind of frame work-life balance in a day-to-day or week-to-week time frame, where looking back on my history, I kind of frame it more in a chapter-to-chapter setting on the book of my life. So for instance, I'm consistently working very, very hard and diligently on a lot of projects that interest me, and that can take up an entire chapter of my life. But of course, the next chapter, it's all play. So for instance, and this is the way it's been for me for my entire career, straight out of college, and I always had the philosophy out of college that, for better or worse, I had the philosophy of fake it till you make it. And I put myself into these positions where I talked my employer into a position that I wasn't qualified for, and it was a very stressful position. And I really spent a lot of time and energy and years really not only proving myself, but going above and beyond that. And that would last a few years of not a lot of work-life balance. However, then I would pause my career and I went to New Zealand for 6 months. And then I would come back and I would do the same thing, and I would pause my career and I went to Mexico for 3 months. Another occasion, I took a year off and I worked on a side project, a pet project that I was developing. I'm a software developer in my former life. You might say, well, you're taking work-life balance, but you're talking about taking a year off and working on a software project, but that is kind of how I work and how I function, and I'm looking for that next really interesting, intriguing thing. So there's actually an old boss, an old mentor of mine, that she said, Curtis, she pulled me into her office, like, Curtis, you work hard and you play hard. And that really meant a lot to me because that's exactly nailed me. I do work hard, but I take some time to play hard as well. It's just over the long term.